sending a man that works in an office to pick something up. You are part of a babysitting team watching his family while he does it.
Good morning. Everything is normal, except...
What do you want?
Is that something you'd say? Normal Monday?
I'm gonna shoot you right now.
What's going on, everyone? We just saw No Sudden Move.
Yes, we did. Is this suspenseful heist movie with an all-star cast worth the watch? Well, stick around because we're about to find out.
All right, Billy, what's up with this cast?
All right, man. So we got a good cast here. You got some Matt Damon. You got Brendan Fraser. You got Don Cheadle. We got Ray Liotta. Who else we got here?
Noah Jupe.
Yeah, Noah Jupe.
The guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah, we got a Stranger Things guy. Guy that played Hopper. I don't remember what that dude's name is, but he's in it. Yeah, we got... Oh, and then, of course, we got Benicio del Toro. Can't forget him.
You said him, all right.
No, I didn't say Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, he was like the second person.
I promise you. Wait till these guys watch it and wait till we rewatch it.
Wait until the bloopers, because...
Ain't being no Benicio del Toro because I didn't say it. So, yeah, no, but yeah, so we got an all-star cast in this movie. And acting-wise, you can definitely tell. I mean, the acting in this movie was great.
Yeah, and Brendan Fraser was big in the 90s, and he's even bigger here.
Yeah, he is. Brendan Fraser's put on a lot of weight. Yeah, he ain't doing no more mummy movies, not for quite some time anyway, the way he's looking right now. But he's got to lose about 100, 150 pounds.
I don't know what the deal was with him.
Yeah, no, he put on.
He's almost like unrecognizable in this.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, his there isn't. He really didn't have a neck. It just blends in, or no chin. Like, it just kind of all blends in. You know, it looks like a Christmas ham or something going on there. But
so an amazing cast. Did you say John Hamm? He's in this too.
Oh, John Hamm too. There you go. I said Christmas ham. There you go. So yes, John. So yeah, John Hamm is in it too. So yeah, excellent cast. I mean, it's not too often that you see a movie with this kind of all-star cast in it and put all these people together. And when it's even got Kieren Culkin, who I think he's better than his brother.
Did you say the casino guy? Did you forget him?
Which casino guy?
Guy from Casino, man.
Ray Liotta. That's a Ray Liotta.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
sure.
I got Liotta, man, from Goodfellas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then again, it's got Kieren Culkin, right?
Oh yeah,
and I like him better than his brother. I think he's a better actor, and he does.
Well, at least he does stuff lately.
Yeah, right. So yeah, but again, as I stated earlier, this is a heist movie. It starts out with
kinda.
What's that?
I said kinda.
Yeah, kind of a heist movie.
Don't be going in this expecting some Ocean's 11.
No, nothing like that. Yeah, much more kind of a laid back feel to it, but
it's kind of like a heist gangster movie, suspense, all mixed in one.
Yeah, so it's based in the 1950s Detroit. When there's a lot of stuff going on in the automotive industry. It's around the time frame that they're starting to develop the catalytic converter, which kind of plays into this. And really, the whole movie is based off the design for the catalytic converter, and these gangsters are all wanting to get their hands on it for the Big Four. So one of them can design it first and put it out. Which actually, was kind of a real issue going on back then, and it kind of finally came out in like the 70s or something. I thought there was a lot of fines that happened because of it and everything. But and it explains that at the end of the movie. So they kind of just threw this fictional stuff in there to play off of some real stuff that happened back in the 50s and 60s, with this. But you start out with Don Cheadle. He just got out of jail. I don't even remember if it says for what, but he just got out of.
I don't recall.
Yeah, he just gets out of prison. And so immediately he's looking for work, and I mean, he was a con man, so he goes to his buddy, and his buddy him says, "Yeah, I got a job for you."
So what's the score?
He meets up with Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser offers him a job. He takes it, and then they go and move on to Benicio del Toro. Brendan Fraser meets with him, does the same thing. So you got both these guys together, and then there's going to be a third guy that comes into play, and that is Kieren Culkin, right?
Yep.
So and there's a lot of kind of drama going on between some of the characters in the beginning. Well, and part of it because there was a lot of segregation back then. It still was the 50s, so the whites and blacks really didn't get along much. So Benicio del Toro, of course, makes a couple snide comments to
he wipes the seat
Cheadle.
where Don Cheadle was sitting. He wants to sit in the back where Don Cheadle's character is, and he moves over and he wipes the seat. So,
so
little things like that.
They do it. Evidently, they had some historians come in, some like the Detroit historians, to kind of try to keep this real to the times of Detroit and kind of the scenery and all that. So, they wanted to make this movie as realistic as possible for, how it was in the 50s. And they did a pretty good job with it.
Here's one thing I thought was odd. Like, It opens up with a fisheye camera, and it's really stretched on the edge. And I thought they were just going to do that for the opening scene, but pretty much it seems like the whole movie is filmed in this wide-angle lens, which I thought was really odd and kind of annoyed me at some parts.
Yeah.
There's definitely some scenes where it benefits from that, but there's other scenes where you get that stretch distortion thing going on, which I was like, why did they do that?
Yeah, and it can be distracting at times. You're right. I mean, I liked it at first. I thought it was kind of a cool concept the way they did it. Especially since it's supposed to be an older movie. Based in the 50s, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool the way they did this. With the fisheye camera, and I thought, I kind of liked it. But eventually, as they used it too much, I think it definitely kind of got a little annoying. A little just weird. To watch that way. But that didn't take away from the movie for me really. So it is a kind of a gangster movie and a heist. These guys are supposed to take this family hostage. So one of the guys, Kieren Culkin, can take the husband to work. He needs to get the design for the catalytic converter out of his boss's safe. And so they can hand it to whoever they got to hand it to Brendan Fraser's character, who works for GM, right? He's kind of like he got hired by GM to get this design, which was, I think, it was a Studebaker, I think, or whoever it was that had it, who was the ones that created the design. But, so, it starts there, and then, of course, everything kind of goes south from there, right? He can't get his hands on it. So then they've got to go intimidate his boss to get it. And, then, of course, from there, they finally end up getting it. They're shopping it around. And then it becomes just, yeah,
they go to his house and hold his family hostage while he goes and gets this document from the safe. And there's a lot of suspense with them in the house, with the family and all that.
So, you got the wife and the two kids, and Joe Newt plays the son.
Yeah,
and
Noah Jude plays one of the kids, and he's from Ford vs. Ferrari, and we just saw him in The Quiet Place 1 and 2.
That's right, yeah, absolutely. And
he's kind of annoying in this because he kind of acts kind of like a little tough kid in the beginning when they're doing all this, protects the mom, and I was just waiting for him to get pistol whipped or something.
So was I. The kid annoyed the crap out of me in this movie. I did not like his role in this movie. I don't like what they did with him and how annoying they made this kid. And that was probably my biggest issue with the movie as far as, the scenes with the family, and it was just him. I was like, man, let's get the kid out of here. Just send him to his room or something, because he's annoying the crap out of me. But, yeah, so, so they end up finally getting, so, of course, the document's not in the safe. They got to go back to the house. Some stuff happens there, and I don't even think there's a need to get spoilers in this movie. If you guys want to watch it, then, by all means, watch it. But, so they have to go to the boss's house and, they intimidate him and his wife. They get their hands on it. And then from there, it is just people just turn it.
Well, it is a funny scene because they're trying, like one of the, Don Cheadle's character stays back and like Hopper's character goes in there and he's trying to intimidate his boss. And he's like, I'm going to punch you in the face now. Right. So he's like telling him what he's about to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to punch you now, sir. I'm punching you. This is going to be a punch.
So Hopper's character, exactly, because you can tell he's never been in a fight in his life, right? So he's like...
I liked him a lot in this, and I'm not a big Stranger Things fan, but I liked him in this.
Yeah, I thought he was a good job, especially in that, and that was probably the best scene for him in the whole movie.
One of the most comedic scenes in the movie. It's pretty dry as far as comedy.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So I did like that. So so they get the document from the boss after he beats him up. And then from there, literally, it's just one double cross after another, man. I lost count of how many times somebody gets double crossed in this movie, just with people trying to get their hands on this catalytic converter design. So, I mean, it just goes, from one, they're settling on one amount of money, and then they go after somebody else to get more money for it. And then, Don Cheadle, double crosses Benicio del Toro. Benicio del Toro double crosses him. The guys they brought in on it double cross each other. And eventually, just everybody's double crossing everybody. And then the person that ends up with the money ends up being the last person you thought was going to end up with the money, right? The guy who you thought was the one getting duped out of all of his money. So it was crazy the way that worked out. But I mean, overall, it was a decent movie. I thought, I liked it. I liked all the double crosses. I think there were definitely dry parts in it. It took a bit to get up to speed with all the double crosses, and the storyline is very hard to follow. You've really got to pay attention to it. If you walk away to go to the bathroom and you come back, you're going to be lost.
You can't really be distracted. If you're going to be on your phone or something like that, you're going to be missing a lot of details.
Yeah. I mean, and even watching it all the way through and finding out what really happened and who's who even paying close attention is hard. So I mean, it's definitely not an easy movie to follow.
And near the end, some things happen rather quickly that if you're not sharp paying attention, you'll get lost.
Yeah, definitely. So, but overall, I'm glad I watched it. You know, I thought it was a decent movie. I mean, it's 2 hours. It's a little bit long, but you know, I was glad I watched it. I enjoyed watching it. You know, like I said, I wish the story would have been a little more clear through parts of the movie. I wish there had been a little more action than there was, because it was dry at certain parts. But the acting was great. You know, they had phenomenal actors in it. You know, and for what
Crazy good cast.
Oh yeah, awesome cast, and they did a great job with their roles. You know, there wasn't anybody who was a horrible actor, like I said, except Noah Jupe, and it wasn't his acting that was horrible; it was his character that was horrible. I just hated that kid. But other than that, I thought it was good. So I think I'm going to give this movie probably a 7. You know, on the watchable scale. I think it wasn't the best movie, but it definitely wasn't horrible. And I, for what it was, I enjoyed it. You know, I'm glad I watched it. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, we had no plans to review this. You went and saw it, and then you told me, like, hey, you should watch this movie. It's pretty good. We should review it. And I saw it today, and I wasn't that impressed. I thought it was pretty slow. There was hardly any comedy in it. The action wasn't that great. The story is very convoluted. I would like that to be way more streamlined. And even after I saw it, I had a lot of questions, which we kind of conversed and had to figure it out ourselves. And I'm still not sure we figured everything out.
No, I don't think we have.
But I mean, because it's pretty complicated, because you're trying to learn the characters and who they are, and they make mention of characters without showing you to them at first. So you're like, who is that again? And then they have GM and Ford and all this stuff they're talking about. So you're trying to wrap your mind around who's who, and then they're just moving on to other things.
Yeah, no, it's definitely hard to stay focused and figure that out. For sure.
I would like to have them simplify the story, and this movie to me really hinged on the end, and it just wasn't that clever, and the ending didn't give me that satisfaction that I needed to raise this up. So I would probably never see this movie again. I would give it a 5. It's just average. It had a lot of great characters. Some of them, Don Cheadle, he was phenomenal in this.
Yeah,
Other characters I don't think
job.
were used enough, like John Hamm. I like him. He wasn't used enough, in my opinion. Ray Liotta didn't do much for me in this. So.
Yeah, see, I mean, I didn't have a problem with the ending. I thought the ending, like who ends up with the money, was fine, but I wish they'd explained more how that happened, right? Like how did that relationship between him and John Hamm work out?
They leave a lot of details out for me. Like a lot of the characters' motivations aren't entirely clear to me.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Especially with all these double crosses, I'm like, why would they do that? What's the point of that? They don't even get too much into Don Cheadle's character, where he's saying he's like owed some kind of land and is trying to get stuff back for that, and they don't even go that much in detail. They just essentially say that. So he's like, I want my money for this land, kind of thing. I've been wrong. Then it's like, okay.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's definitely a lot of holes that they don't answer in it, and I don't think they need to. Like, does it really? To me, it's like, does it really matter why Don Cheadle's doing it or what he's after? It doesn't. But I mean, yeah. But if they're gonna give some kind of explanation, they might as well give a better one than what they did, right? So I agree with that.
Yeah, and the MacGuffin of the exhaust catalytic converter thing, I thought should have been more fleshed out, or maybe explained better than what they did.
Yeah, they could have. They could have explained it better. But for what it was, I enjoyed it, And would I watch it again? And if I was sitting around bored one day, I might watch it. Well, if anything, I'd watch it again just to kind of get a better understanding of the whole plot and how, who's who and all that. Because, again, it's very hard to follow, especially just watching it once. So, I mean, it probably would require more than one watch to actually really get your head wrapped around exactly what's going on.
Yeah, and for me, the only reason to watch this is kind of for the characters that are in the actors. Because the cast is so good, so it is nice seeing all those characters on screen.
Yeah, that was definitely a highlight of the movie for sure. But all right, guys. Well, I know we say this every time, but we'd love to hear what you think about this movie, especially if you've got some extra stuff to add that we didn't hear, because again, we still weren't perfectly clear on how everything went down. So please, if you got anything to add, let us know, because we'd love to hear about it. Kind of get a better grip of the story if you got a better grip than we did.
And let us know if you agree with Billy and his 7 or me and my 5.
Absolutely, please, please do. And again, I guess hey, we appreciate you guys watching, and until the next review, we'll check you later.
See you guys. What's up, y'all? We just saw No Way Out. Not No Way Out. What is it? No Sudden Move.
No Sudden Move. And you're like, y'all? What's up, y'all? I don't think I've ever heard you say y'all. Never heard this guy say y'all before. That's my thing. Texas thing, man.
Southern hospitality and all.
That's right. How'd it do to y'all? So is this suspenseful heist movie worth the watch? No, I want to see with an all-star cast. Go ahead.
Been a long day. I'm gonna put this over you so I can relax.